So when people talk about space, I'm not a scientist, but I know if they actually go and really do the work about space, it is going to be the same. That the space that they talk about must be water.
Because the
Water has different forms. But why is it water? In the beginning, when the Lord was making the earth, and the earth was covered by water and darkness, he separated the waters above from the waters below. So the nature of the waters in space might differ, but it is still going to be predominantly water. Get it? Because if it was space and here it is a vacuum, there would be different issues altogether. Science would be different. Now this is the lesson I got. That the planets are like balls of metal. Hot balls of metal. Now the edge of the earth as a hot ball of metal may be undefined by the Bible. But the sun is not undefined. The sun comes into existence in the days of man, as man comes into existence. It might be the time is not indefinite, basically, because the sun was made on the fourth day. But the earth, they first tell you, in the beginning were the heavens, and you are not told that in that beginning is when the earth is made. You are not told that heaven was formed at that time. You are told in the beginning of man there was heaven and earth. Right? So now the sun, for it is made on the fourth day.
Is that why it says, "Let there be the light"? Or
first he makes light, he does not create the light. He gives the light permission to come to the earth.
Okay.
He says, "Let there be light."
And there was light.
Yes. It means the light was already there in existence, but he now gave the light the permission to come to the earth, which was dark and void. That is why you have light without a sun and moon. So on the fourth day is when he makes the moon and the sun. So you can get to know the days of the sun more easier than you will know the days of the earth. That's why you're finding scientists telling you, we found whatever it is called, a dinosaur stuff, and it was so many years old. Then also, when we find these dinosaurs and think that all these things were killed by an ice age, no. These things were not killed in the days of Noah. They weren't, by the flood. The giants were killed. And yes, they are finding some skeletons of giants. But before that, we are told that the devil, when he sinned in heaven, he was cast out of heaven and he fell to the earth. So we are told, "Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth, for he has fallen unto the earth." So when he falls to the earth is when it becomes dark and loses form. So the death of the beings or creatures that existed on the earth was not caused by ice or global warming. It was caused by the fall of the devil and the darkness that came upon the earth. That is why when God created Adam and Eve, the devil was already in the earth, the cause and source of the darkness. And that is why the devil was very quick to go to the garden, because it was the place that dominated in the light. Not only the light of the sun and the moon, but because it had the light of the kingdom of heaven, the glory of God. Eden had the presence of God. It did not need the sun and the moon. The sun and moon were made for man to know seasons and time, but not for him to have light or vision.
So those planets which appear like fire in your
So
vision.
now, this water that is in space is forming like a sheet. So the vision that the Lord showed me is that you now have marbles, which are hot, and you put them on a sheet of water, right? So the hot marbles on a sheet of water, when they have different weights and different sizes, they will spin at different speeds. That is why the Earth spinning, its rotation on its axis is not the same as the other planets. They all rotate at different speeds. The rotation of the Earth is not the same as the rotation of the Moon. Because all these things are on a sheet of water and they are now rotating on a sheet of water. They are hot balls of metal rotating on water.
So you're saying the Earth is another hot ball of...
Yes. What is the when you hear about the core of the Earth, what do they tell us? It is hot. It is molten or liquid. They tell us there's a lot of minerals within the Earth more than there are on the surface. So the more metal inside and the core of the Earth is basically molten metal, meaning it is a hot metal on a sheet of water, which is space. So what holds it in space, in that particular space, is wind. And who rides this wind? The Lord rides the wind. So what is this wind? One of the definitions we are told of the Lord is the Lord riding the wind, right? In Ezekiel. Lifted upon the wings of the cherubim. And the cherubim are also sometimes called the wind. Who's riding on the wind? The Lord. So it is the winds, there are four winds that actually hold the Earth in place. So it is spinning on water by being held by wind. And those winds, they move in specific directions. They do not change. If a wind is moving from south to north, it will not change. That is it. Or east to west, that is it. Because the Lord has given it to do particularly that. So I was in awe last night. I was looking and I'm like, the Lord has moved me from understanding the things of earth and I'm understanding the things in space. Then it hit me. That is wisdom. That's what they saw of Solomon. He understood the stars and things in space. Yes. But I saw the sheet with the planets, different hot balls. So the sun being denser than most of the planets and being hotter, it sits in this water and now there is a curve in the sheet of water. So it sits here, curves, and then the sheet now comes this way. So now the Earth and the planets now start rotating around the sun because it is the one which is heavy. So the winds hold them in place that the Earth and the other things, other planets, do not fall into the sun.